Tres.
This is Cindy Lopez, and she's giving a presentation over gun control.
According to a website called Everytown, a total of 100 Americans are killed with guns every day, and more are shot and injured. While this seems to be a lot of deaths, is being able to own a gun going to help you in a dangerous situation? That is why today I'm going to share the pros and cons of gun control in the United States. I have spent a lot of time reading and researching many studies about both the advantages and disadvantages that gun control has in order to make sure that I can convey all the information correctly and concisely. As a topic that has been talked about a lot in recent years and something that has stirred up quite a bit of controversy, it is important to be well informed on both the good and bad side of gun control before forming your own opinions. I'll explain the advantages and disadvantages that comes from gun control throughout this speech. Gun control would lower the amount of gun-related deaths. As of today, it is very easy to get your hands on a firearm, which means that any person can own a gun. If laws were made more strict, then the amount of people who die and get injured from a gun could possibly go down drastically. If obstacles were put in the process of buying a gun, then people will most likely not want to go through all the work. According to a 2004 study by Linda Dahlberg, simply having a firearm in a home increases the risk of a homicide or suicide occurring. There was also a study conducted by Arthur Kellerman of the New England Journal of Medicine that shows people living in a home face a risk of homicide that is 40 times higher than people in a home without a firearm. The risk of a firearm-related suicide is 90 times higher when a gun is in a home. Additionally, in an article published by Atana.org, author Natalie Rigoli stated that on October 1st, 2017, 58 people were killed and 546 were injured when a gunman opened fire with a semi-automatic weapon equipped with a bump stock from a hotel suite in Las Vegas. That was just one of the 6 mass shootings that she listed, and many more have happened. Guns are rarely used for self-defense. Many people argue that owning a gun will help them protect themselves, but in reality, guns are rarely used for self-defense. The reason that someone owns a gun may be for self-defense, but it is much too often used for other things like crimes. David Hemingway, who led the Harvard research, argues that the risk of owning a gun outweigh the benefits of having one. In the rare case where you might need to defend yourself, the average person has basically no chance in their life ever to use a gun, but every day they have a chance to use the gun inappropriately. They have a chance they get angry, they get scared, says Hemingway. Furthermore, in a survey conducted by the National Crime Victimization, people defended themselves with a gun in nearly 0.9% of crimes from 2007 to 2011. So the people who say they own a gun for self-defense will most likely not use it in that way. Though a lot of positives may occur from gun control, now it's time to look at how gun control can hurt more than help. Putting control over guns would take power away from the people. Being able to own a gun is a constitutional right according to the Second Amendment. Not having a right to own arms would leave citizens open to abuse from the government and leave them vulnerable for a fully policed state. According to the Procon.org website, Justice Antonin Scalia, LLB, in the June 26, 2008 District of Columbia, Heller U.S. Supreme Court Majority Union Syllabus stated, the Second Amendment protects an individual right to possess a firearm unconnected with service militia and to use that arm for traditionally lawful purposes such as self-defense within the home. The Second Amendment is an individual right that has been around for a long time. Taking this amendment away would not only be hard to do, but it would anger people, causing them to do unlawful things. The second thing that may occur if there was a control over guns is that people will most likely break the law. According to the Tana.org, having a control over guns would create a black market and will lead to law breaking. People will do anything to own a gun to protect themselves, therefore they will do anything to get one. There will be people who steal firearms and even alter information on background checks to circumvent laws. Of 63 mass shootings in the United States between 1982 and 2012, 49 of the shooters used legally obtained guns, which means that people will still find a way to get their hands on a gun legally or illegally. The evident positive outcomes must also be considered with the negative impacts found when a control is put over guns. In summary, gun control has many pros and cons. It could help reduce the amount of gun-related deaths, injuries, and prevent accidents caused by guns, but it could also take power away from the people and create a black market. I hope the information presented today has helped you understand more about the advantages and disadvantages that gun control has. Again, all the data I used while formulating this presentation came from reliable sources and studies. I encourage you to consider what you have heard today and to question your stance on gun control, because it's important to base your opinions on dependable information. Now, it may be hard for students to understand the importance of gun control, but at one point you will know what side is more beneficial. Yeah.